Okay, hello everybody. It's not so often we have the whole team. Tarja has already left.
Not even today.
Exactly. Not even today we have the whole team.
It was for a while.
Yeah.
We managed to have the whole team in the room for a while, and then Tarja had to go catch a plane to Helsinki. But we have, on the other hand, an additional team member in Thomas Bengtsson from the board, so he'll fill in for Tarja today.
There he is.
Yeah. Well, we've just released our half-year report, so we figured we'll actually have a bit of a group discussion and chat about some of the points in it. I'll kick it off with what I must say is the main event, and it is actually that we have fourfolded growth of the revenue of our combined portfolio if you compare to this half-year report a year ago. So corresponding period to this period is actually fourfolding in growth. It's approximately 60 million euro in revenues.
But in absolute terms, I mean, when you started, was it 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah.
It was something like 4 million.
Exactly, and we were happy there with those levels because we came from, then it was like an 87% growth, if I remember correctly, to that year. So at those levels we were happy, and now we have fourfolded this year, and we're really happy about that. Of course, it's a quite they've come some parts of the way towards success journeys, and we tend to forget that, I think, because we have high ambitions for all of them. But yeah, that's worth celebrating, I would say. I want to dig in also to, let's start with some of the portfolio firms and see how they have performed. Timo, why don't you start? You're on the board of Swap, for example.
For example, yes.
Yeah.
So Swap is continuing to grow. So Swap is now the largest online consignment store in the US.
Yeah.
Meaning that it's a store where they have a logistics center with over 2 million unique items right now, where you can just go shop. Just as in the new items shop, you can click for 10 items and it will get delivered to your doorstep. And because they have these 2 million items there now, you can actually find exactly what you're looking for. So if you need some certain size, colored shirt for your kid, for example, you can actually find what you're looking for, which is like for the first time for a second
per brand even, right?
Per brand even, yeah.
And in different sizes of that brand.
Yep, exactly. So and this is the experience is just getting on a totally different level than what it has been in any of the second-hand.
When Juha was visiting me in LA, I mean, we did the Cleantech and coffee on the new marketing strategy, which was really exciting. This thriftiness and
good deals
and the third element, but it is much more than just bargains, and they are really making inroads. I bump into people more and more who have heard about Swap or even shopped at Swap.
Yeah. So they're the largest online consignment store in the US, and this whole positioning of being, the Amazon experience at eBay prices is suddenly now being actually achieved.
That's true, and well, of course, the potential is what is interesting for us here. So we've estimated that several times over and over, and it really is over a $100 billion opportunity just for clothing only in the USA.
Yeah.
If we could actually unlock the potential of these second-hand items, which is not the current consignments, the brick and mortar ones, as well as in the marketplaces, they are really just doing a very small percentage of what could be done.
Yeah, we're only scratching the surface of this.
If we could extend the life cycle of
there's so much stuff still in people's garages.
And the interesting part, of course, is also that if you then double the lifespan of a product, then you actually need half production to begin with.
Yeah. That the environmental impact of Swap is actually quite impressive, and we did our first impact analysis also this half year of our portfolio. That leads into that. Well, maybe you could say something about our communication activities.
Yeah. I mean, on that impact question, we did get that great analysis done for a number of the companies, and I think one of the better outcomes of that, in my opinion, was being able to give our shareholders the opportunity to use the calculator on the website to actually calculate their own impact through the shares they own in Cleantech Invest, which we've had quite a good response to that, looking at
A lot of
the
people,
data on the back
a lot of
end.
you have checked your environmental impact on our webpage.
Yeah,
actually,
feel
from
free
the
to
shares
share
you
it
have.
though as well. Not a lot of you have shared it, but I encourage you to share it because it's something to be proud of. Investing in companies that solve global challenges is something that you should be proud of, and just click that share button next time you're looking. And
let me
so
tell
that's
the
been good.
numbers of
Yeah,
this
yeah.
impact analysis. So, actually, our portfolio companies, 6 of them, were analyzed, and the carbon impact is 158,000 tons of CO2 equivalents, which corresponds to 807,000 cars on the road in Finland, if you think about it that way, or the annual per capita carbon emissions of 17,000 Swedish households. Water impact we looked at as well, so savings in fresh water. We looked only at 2 companies, and it was Swap and Sophie Filtration, and it's a savings of 9.6 cubic meter fresh water savings, which is 3,840 Olympic-sized swimming pools. So quite a significant impact already now. We were a bit surprised by the magnitude of it, actually. So happy about that. Let's dig into another company, Nocart. I think a lot of you have actually heard about their fairly recent order to Zambia.
Yeah.
Maybe Lasse, since you are on the
Yeah.
board, you could say something about it.
Well, Nocart, obviously it's amazing from the point of view that it's been profitable since the beginning. How many companies?
Increasing profits
Yeah,
even from the beginning.
I mean,
every year.
I don't think we have come across any other firm during the years that is profitable from the beginning.
No.
And this big deal, 200 million euros. I mean, it's of course amazing, but I think the bigger deal is that it is just the beginning. This. I don't have the numbers at the top of my head, but this magnitude of the opportunity of bringing electricity to rural Africa, I think our written report says that the population will double in some couple of decades. So it's unlimited opportunity. I think it goes to the point that Cleantech Invest is a long-term play.
Yeah.
Even if we've been growing nicely, 100% a year, value-wise, we can't promise that, but we have every reason to believe we continue to do what we do, that can go on into a long term.
Yeah, and this is really the part of the energy market that is showing growth. It is these decentralized energy units in places where there's unreliable electricity today.
And the impact goes quite a lot beyond what we've measured thus far with our impact reporting.
Yeah.
The potential in Africa, I mean, education rates can actually increase when you've got lights at home.
Girls get to go to
That's
school.
exactly
It's
right.
like, really, I mean, it could have impact on these problems like terrorism, and what we have in the longer run.
Yeah. So there's much more to Nocart, I think. But when I look at Nocart, I see a much broader impact with many nuances and going into the social impact as well as environmental. So I think it's a fascinating company.
It is a fascinating company with a clear purpose, just as ourselves. Well, let's talk a bit about Innersize, because we listed a firm last half year. It's been a company where we have been very actively involved. I mean, we have recruited CEO,
Everybody.
working chairman, everybody. Exactly. And the sales cycles in China can be challenging, but I think the company is really proving that they can close orders in China. They have started to deliver, they have started getting paid from revenue sharing. And that's a big deal. They save, of course, energy in compressed air, we should say, for those who don't know about Innersize, and you should check them out on Nasdaq First North. It was a successful listing, we're really happy about it. Thomas, you are on the board of it. Perhaps you could say something about it, and maybe something about just how Cleantech Invest is perceived here in Stockholm, where you are located.
Yeah, well, starting out or following with the Innersize, I think that listing has been perceived very well here in Stockholm. I mean, the second quarter was quite a difficult quarter when it came to IPOs, while Innersize was actually fully subscribed, and we had a pricing that was quite above the initial price. So that's been a success in that sense.
I think they were the most traded share on First North.
Yeah,
a couple of days.
For a couple of days.
It was so, and I think still on forums and so on there is a kind of fan club who really do see the forthcoming development in this compressed air. That the company has a really unique position in this segment where basically there are no competitors.
And it's 5% of the energy consumption, all electricity in the world.
I think Innersize
it's a vast market.
It's also a prime example of how we work at Cleantech Invest now.
It is.
That we really it's like the kitchen sink strategy.
We throw everything but the kitchen sink.
I mean, we have the core team of 5, 6, 7, 8 people, and everybody pitches in, and I mean with really good results.
Yeah. Very true. We I should say that we don't like to blow our own horn, but we do. So, actually, we do. We'll do exactly that. We actually have helped them find partners in China. We have brought German investors on board that are now helpful. Thomas, you have also introduced them to additional investors into the firm. So we have all chipped in, and that's of course what we do. That we try to give a lot of extra value to the growth journey of these companies. And
I think what has changed is that we not only try, we have evidence that it works out in big time.
And we are happy to have that evidence.
But on that fan club, it's quite interesting you mentioned that, Thomas, because they've had a completely organic growth of a fan club through Facebook.
That's true.
Actively talking about Innersize on a daily basis, and if anyone watching this hasn't joined this club, you should totally check it out. It's just I've been trying to create fan clubs around some of our companies, and this one happened without me
just
doing
happened
a thing.
by a shareholder who started it and is running it.
Active shareholders who
If
want
you
to talk
follow
about it.
Cleantech Invest on all of our channels, you can get rid of subscriptions of other media.
We don't need a newspaper.
But it's a great company, and with the documentary that we did.
You went to China.
Yeah, I went to China, and one of the great things about that was seeing some of the partners on the ground there, such as Joint Team and some of the clients that they've been working with, like BOE, who these are really active clients who are really happy to spread the benefits of Innersize to other clients, potentially for Innersize in this market. So, I mean, when you've got customers that'll go and do your pitching for you, you're onto something pretty special. And I definitely noticed that when we were there shooting the documentary. And if you haven't seen the documentary yet, it's still live on YouTube, so please check it out.
Go to Cleantech Invest YouTube channel and check it out.
Yeah, it's a nice little journey.
Can we have the link floating here?
Yeah, we'll have the link.
Did you already mention that how much our amount of shareholders has increased?
No, I haven't yet, but I'll do that now. I think it goes from 3,000 to some 5,400 even.
It's
so a bit above 5,000. So it's a huge increase in the number of shareholders, and that comes, of course, largely from our fairly recent employee. Joshua has worked with us for quite some time, but he's now employed as the communication advisor. So you are noticing us more and more, you shareholders, and we're really happy about that.
Director.
Director. Excuse us.
Thank you, Lassie. But I mean, what should be said, and it's a pleasure to join the team officially and to work more with Cleantech Invest. But I mean, you can't achieve. I've got 1,000,001 crazy ideas about how to keep shareholders informed about what we do.
That's true.
And I can't execute on them unless the team is kind of with me on the journey and actually thinks they're good ideas. So, credit to you for being willing to take risks in communications, because some of these ideas are pretty out there, and it's a lot of fun, but it's the opportunity that you give me to do it that actually makes it possible. So, no, it's been a great journey so far. And
good. Yeah. Well, going into the huge factories in China and getting permission to film everything they do is one of those crazy ideas that actually worked out.
One of them. Yeah.
And there's a reason that Innersize has focused on China, of course. It's a 10-fold intensity of the carbon, I think, in their energy system if you compare it to ours.
Yeah.
Despite the growth of solar and wind there, because they still burn a lot of coal. So that's why it makes so much sense to save energy there. Yeah, well, more things have happened.
Should we talk about Nocart? Because we are at the Nocart Smart
We
Breakfast.
should talk about Nocart.
Quickly.
Exactly.
There was some news there, wasn't there?
Yeah, exactly. Nocart has had they have had an exciting half year, and they are facing exciting times.
Yeah.
We are just now at this breakfast seminar where Nocart has been educating real estate investors and real estate owners. They have some 1,000 buildings under management. Can't say the recurring revenue numbers, I think, but it's actually looking really good for Nocart. And you have helped them in the US, Lassie.
Yeah, well, Nocart signed the joint venture there. remains to be seen how quickly that
Of
starts
course.
picking up. But they have some really first-class pilot projects
Yeah.
starting, and I think what was interesting to me is that how competitive Nocart's offering is in the California market. We thought that there would be a lot of competition that is on the same level of tough competition, but there's not. Nocart is very competitive. What they do is really cutting edge, and California is very receptive to these kind of things. So I'm very optimistic about it.
Yeah.
But they also opened first projects in China and
exactly.
broadened to Sweden received really well. So I think this is going to be similar to Innersize. We can do the same thing. We can
It's an untapped market. It's a very scalable company, so it has clear similarities to Innersize.
Yeah.
Nocart is a one-point solution for managing real estate more efficiently, you could say. So check that out also if you haven't. Well, what else shall we talk about? I want to mention something about Rescue, where I'm on the board. Rescue Club, as the app is called. It's this food sharing, you could say, service where we let restaurant owners and other food outlets post meals.
It's actually funny, you just got a notification from Rescue that there's a new offer
I did,
just around the corner.
From restaurant Cirkel. So we can go there and save a
We
meal.
heard you say rescue.
We were discussing if we do this video before or after lunch, and maybe we
maybe that's
should
a sign.
wrap this up so we can get some lunch.
They have continued to grow really well. I think it's some 10% month-on-month growth actually that they have kept up. Rescue bought their competitor on the German market and is now growing really strong out of Berlin. So let's see how they crack that market. But it's growing really well in Finland. Also a company that has a very high carbon impact. If you look at saving a meal from actually being grown, transported, produced, refined and served, and saving that from going to the waste bin, it has a huge carbon impact. We haven't said anything about Eagle, a company where we increased our ownership very significantly during the last half year.
We did, and we have options to go up to 40%
Exactly.
in ownership. So
it's a big holding for us.
it is. And so this is a company, it's probably new to many of you, so it's they are doing air filters for natural gas turbines. And so this is going more towards the fossil fuel energy production, but then again, natural gas that's like the smartest fossil fuel, and if you phase out all the fossil fuels, all that's going to be left is some natural gas, because that's the one you need to balance out the intermittency of wind and solar, and so currently it's about 22% of electricity being produced by natural gas.
Yeah.
45 in California, for
Yeah, in
example.
California is much more, and so one of the things in the turbines is that over time the compressor because of congestion in air, the efficiency of the compressor declines. So over time it actually reduces by some 45% the energy efficiency. And 425%.
Not 45.
No.
45 sounds pretty good though.
And the capacity decreases even more.
Yeah.
So you have to wash the turbine maybe like 3 times a year. You have to stop, let it cool down for a day or two until you can wash it. But so if you use Eagle filters, which they have a proprietary technology which lets you run the turbine for a year and only do the annual maintenance and swap the filters then and wash the turbine only once.
Makes gas turbines highly efficient, right?
It does. So, and then just looking at individual power plants, the savings are in the millions of euros per annum just by filtering the air better. And in some cases, they have been even much more than that. In the best case, it has been over 10 million actually.
And it's really a company that has proven its case to international customers already.
And so talking about customers, the world's largest gas turbine operator, ENGIE, has been rigorously testing this product. And finally they have finalized this piloting period, and they have chosen Eagle filters to be a certified provider for them. So what this means is this really is the largest operator, so they have a lot of turbines all over the world. And now, so this pilot site is in New York, US. So they are going to start using it, but also there's now other sites from Engie around the world who are
So is the idea
starting
that
to use
when they're
Evo
changing the
products.
filters, they will now potentially change to
Exactly.
Evo
There's
filters?
there already are power plants who have decided that once they change the
Yeah.
filters, they are going to use Evo's product.
Yeah.
And I think the first one is now already being shipped to
Yeah.
like the first commercial site. So,
So-
this can of course be like a huge deal for a small company.
It is a huge deal. And again, going back to the impact, they save so much carbon because it's the scale of it, of what they do, and it's such big turbines, so it also has a huge environmental impact. So a company that's proceeding really well,
It is.
and a company that we are looking forward to accelerate further. We are now taking a more active role in it, so you will hear more about it
Yeah.
going forward. Great. We've covered a lot, I think. You'll be able to meet us as well. We'll have another Sexy Truth event
That's
in
true.
Helsinki
That's
in
true.
November.
True. Focused on impact.
exactly.
We're going to be taking this theme, to the next level. It's the beginning of the journey for the company. So, doing this first round of measurement is the first step, and there's so much more to do as we move forward. So, the Sexy Truth. We haven't firmed up on dates exactly yet, but it's late November, and it'll be around the slush week.
Yeah, we'll let you know when it all.
Stay
happens.
tuned. Stay tuned.
You might want to, if you've thought about why we keep hammering this impact thing, we really don't see ourselves as successful if we're not having a highly positive environmental impact. So it's high time we started measuring it and see our progress also in that. Apart from these revenue figures, you will also know about our impact and how that is progressing. Is there anything any of you would like to maybe add?
No, I think maybe the point that many of our firms have grown quite significantly and achieved a stage where they're really pushing for the global markets.
Yeah.
We have many. We have Innersize, Eagle, Nocart, Swap, Nocart. Half a dozen firms are really stepping into a bigger league,
Yeah.
and I think we have made moves to support them, and it's really exciting.
It
the
is
coming
really
couple-
exciting. I
We
agree.
can actually move the needle big time.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
yeah,
we are
yeah.
seeing that. It's actually happening now, which I think is the title of my CEO letter this time.
Yeah.
It
Move
is
the needle or happening now.
It's
I have
happening.
both in there. But I think it really is happening now. And as you say, we are aiming to build some global winners here. So it's not
Yeah.
like it's stopping
Yeah.
happening. We are going to keep building them. But yeah,
But
we're starting to see
it
the
shouldn't
results.
be understated the effect of the pop-up office strategy in
No,
that.
that's true.
Well,
getting
that
this
was a
happening.
step in getting that
That's
happening.
right.
But I think it could be like you mentioned, global.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be the tone of the
tone of the coming.
yeah.
Exactly. Now we'll let you more about that as well. We will produce a new strategic plan for the next years at the end of this year. So look out for that. That's coming up. Anyone else want to say?
That's
Anything
good.
else?
I'm good.
I think we're good.
I'm
then.
good. I think we've got a good chat done about the half-year report,
Yeah,
and
think
I'm
so
sure
too.
there's some big loud news that we can probably share in the next report.
Yeah, yeah.
Might put a spring in the steps of some of the shareholders out
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah, exactly. Good. Thanks for joining, Alice. And if you have any questions, you can email them to us. You can post them on Facebook. You can give us a call. You can send us an old school email
Tweet.
to our
You
letterbox or whatever
Postcard.
way
carry a
possible. Yeah.
pigeon, whatever you need.
We love to hear from you. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.